Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another broadcast here at Fast Break, here live for Ice Sports Radio. You're the for our sports. On tonight's show, almost on Dolo on the Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope y'all all doing well. If you celebrate something my mother like, do that and give her praise. On tonight's show, we'll discuss are the champs in trouble? I know they won game 3, but the way they lost the games against the Knicks, we got to discuss about it. And plus, big matchup Monday in the Garden. Plus, OKC and Denver tied 2-2. Who got the edge in that series? Plus, how does the Stephs hamstring injury impact the Warriors going forward in the Bulls series? I'll discuss that. And Cleveland and the Pacers. Who's got the edge in that one with all the big guys coming back for Cleveland? So lots to talk about on tonight's show. We're going to dive into everything after these few short messages, but this is Fast Break here live on Ice Sports Radio. You're the read for all sports, and I'll catch you on the other side.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And welcome in to another broadcast here for Fast Break here for IE Sports Radio, your direct for all sports. As you saw from the last commercial there from the founder Larry B. Balls on IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscription button and let us know how you got there, who you following, whatever. You might be following us, and then next thing you know, hey, you look up, hey, man, dang, I didn't know how y'all had like a DC DMV show. I like that. Listen to Mr. Mike Pat. This is an example right there. But do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, go to iSportsRadio.com for all your latest shows, news, and feeds as well. Playoff mode we're in right now. You know, the teams that are left in it. We got our show, the Land Show, out in Cleveland. Our Minnesota show up north. Don't have a Denver show at the moment, unfortunate. But hey, we got Oklahoma show. You know, OKC tied 2-2 with Denver. While I'll talk about here just momentarily as well. The New York show, Boston. We got you covered. So do tune in with those shows here on the network. Also, do follow us on Twitter /X, FastBreakIESR. That's FastBreakIESR. Do follow me at Twitter /X, Fonz4288. Black and D-Lark there, Black-8113. Do give him a follow there as well. I know he talks about his bucks, you know, track and field. He's doing his thing. All that good stuff. So, having got out the way, before I go deep dive to the show, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I know I said in the monologue there, but got to read it again. All happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there, or mother figures out there to her, you know, you mother figure, you know, don't want to leave out nobody. So happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Hope you stay blessed. You know, keep your mom good. You know, wherever took trash out, cook dinner. I know I live in Alabama. A lot of folks try to to these folks if their mama's either to a Mexican restaurant or Cracker Barrel. But anyway, celebrate your mom, you can, and all that good stuff. So, having got that out the way, right now, we got game 4 of the Pacers and Cavaliers going on right now. I got it right to my side right here. With the Pacers up 12-5 right now on the Cavs. Darius Garland made his basketball return last game from the toe injury after I guess he got bullied by Stephen A. Smith to come back. And let me just say this. I said this on Twitter too, on our show page. If Garland wasn't healthy, I mean, don't force yourself. I mean, if he's good, if he was good to go in game 3, cool. But don't let the peer pressure get to you and you have to force yourself back sooner than you should. Okay? Same thing that Anthony Davis went through years ago when that series against the Suns, when Charles Barkley was in the calling street clothes on that stuff, and Anthony Davis had to go out there and try to play, and we knew he couldn't play. And then, on the post show, they're talking about, well, he shouldn't have been out there if he, was hurt. Well, then, dude, you sitting calling street clothes, and the man, I don't want to say felt compelled to play, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If you don't play, damn he don't, damn he do. You know what I'm saying? So, it's great that Garland's back in the court. I'll say that. It's great he's back in the court. Right now, Miles Turner's in the post, got Strus down in the post, and missed the initial shot, but got the tip in back there. So the Pacers are up 14-5 right now. So I will hop in and out this game right now. They are on an 8-0 run in the past 225. Talking about the Pacers. So we'll come back to that here in a little bit. All right. So today's earlier game, we'll lead off with this. Thunder, Denver are 2-2 in the series. OKC wins 92-87. This series, we didn't really give like a big preview of this series beforehand because, we didn't the first round, stuff like that. Like, hey, who's going to 7-6, whatever, blah, 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 blah. This one, it was kind of hard to say which way it would go. It could have went 6, could go 7. Right now, we're 2-2 with the series going back to OKC. Right now, the series is looking like a 7-game series. Potentially. Now, can that change game 5? And, Denver, win the game 5 and then come back game 6 and win that? Sure. But I want to bring up this stat line right here. And I circled it just, for show purposes here. Let me get the focus there. What y'all see there is Michael Porter Jr. stat line. There we go. Michael Porter Jr. played 34 minutes. Michael Porter Jr. only scored 3 points off of 1 for 7 from the field, over 5 for 3, 1 for 2 for his free throw line. And somehow he's plus 15 on the court. Michael Porter Jr. in a kind of, I'll say, a must-win game, because if you win that game, if you win that game, you got more pressure on the young OKC team that's kind of still trying to find itself as a collective as this group. And I love this collective as a group. This team has grown together. The SGA being like the cornerstone in a sense when he got traded there from the Clippers. He was kind of like that foundation piece. And then, of course, you add guys like Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, and so forth into the mix. But add those guys to the mix, you like the camaraderie and all that stuff with this team. But if you're Denver, and Joker's had a solid game, but you're Denver, you paying Michael Porter Jr. $35 million annually to be at least your number 2 or at least number 3. And at times it don't show that. And Calvin Booth is kind of wondering why he's at home. This is the reason why. Now, to be fair to Calvin Booth, it seemed like reports are saying, when he got let go, that, There were reports saying that he had an offer for Michael Porter Jr. to get traded, but Kroenke nixed the deal, saying they can't trade Michael Porter Jr. Now, why they couldn't trade him, I don't know. You know how these owners are. They like guys. They fall in love with them. They like him for some reason. You know, kind of like Draymond out in Golden State. The ownership loves him, loves him a lot. And to be honest with you, he should have cut ties. I've been on the show for years. I've been saying that you should have cut ties with Draymond a long time ago, especially after the Jordan Poole incident. You should have cut ties with him there, because that team wasn't right, and still ain't right that they're trying to put that blame on that boy Jordan Poole for how that season went that year. I still contend with that. That's BS right there. But anyways, but you get my point. Michael Porter Jr. 3 points in a, let me pull the stat line up. Had it up. In a 5-point game, with OKC winning 92-87, in a 5-point game, your supposed third place player, which really is Eric Gordon right now, only mustered 3 freaking points in 34 minutes. 6'10" forward, mind you. 6'10" forward who can shoot the ball, dribble. Only mustered 3 points. We go down that line for Denver in the loss. Well, go OKC for the winners. Say Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, only 3 turnovers, which is beautiful. 2 steals. Jalen Williams, only 10 points for him, but you got to win. That's the main thing. Isaiah Hartenstein, 8 points for him, 14 rebounds. And going back to the Game 3 performance of Isaiah Hartenstein in the overtime game, that dude left about 8 points on the floor by the post. And those little bunnies he was doing, excuse me, the little bunnies he was doing, like sitting and changing the shot, kill OKC's momentum. Okay, let's be real about this. Go back to Game 3. If he had connected on those shots down low, okay, at one point, if you kind of factor in those points, well, when Denver got the ball, it was bringing down, and Eric Gordon made that 3-point shot and kind of really killed iced the game there for Denver. If those points I just said that Hartenstein left off the board, if he had connected on those, you talking at least Denver's up by 3 when OKC makes that shot and they come up 4. And then you're OKC, you kind of tighten up your defense better to kind of play for that final shot. I'm not putting the whole overtime on Isaiah Hartenstein, but I'm saying you're a big man, you're down low. That should be your bread and butter, and you're missing those easy buckets. And you got good looks, too, at the basket. That's the thing. Yeah, I can talk about SGA not showing up in that overtime like that, like all NBA players should. But we're talking about OKC team that kind of built itself as like a unit and not like a singular player carrying them. And you got to call spade. Isaiah Hartenstein dropped the ball. I can't put we can't put this thing on SGA. He didn't win the game, right? Got folks telling other guys too. Isaiah Hartenstein getting paid big money to deliver too. But now you're talking about different shifting coaching dynamics right there. And who knows how Game 3 would have went for OKC in overtime. Maybe they still would have lost. Or maybe they could have tied the game with over team. We could see something there. But come to this game, it's kind of like, you know, who's gonna kind of, it's like who's gonna take the tassel? Who's gonna take the brass ring? And we still got a definitive answer even after this game, Game 4 today. Still don't. But you got a big game Game 5 on Tuesday. Got a big game right there. And I think one thing for OKC to win Game 5 is like when we saw from the bench this afternoon, that bench got to show up again in Game 5 at home. I think if that can happen again, like they did today, play sound defense and whatnot, shut down, guys like Porter Jr. and Bron and Gordon, I think they'll go a long way for OKC to win Game 5. Now, on the Denver side of things, Jokic, 42 minutes, 27 points, 13 rebounds for him, 4 steals. Jamal Murray, 17 points for him, 5 for 15 for shooting. Christian Braun, 17 points for him. Eric Gordon, 15 points, but 16 rebounds, 6 assists for him. And shout out to Eric Gordon. Between him, I don't know, like for unsung heroes for me in the playoffs, him and Julius Randle are kind of like there for their respective teams. And for me, like for the unsung hero part for the playoffs this far, because they've been playing great. Eric Gordon and Julius Randle have been playing great for their respective teams. And for talk about Julius Randle real quick. In the early part of the season for Minnesota, it took a little while to get things going. But now he kind of has really found himself with this team, is kind of really producing like the Julius Randle we've seen before. But Eric Gordon, another guy who's kind of really saved OKC. I mean, Denver's hide a couple of times in his playoffs run. To tip in, making the basket against the Clippers, the 3-point game winner against OKC in Game 1, and the huge comeback win, and then the one that iced the game in Game 3. He's been really great for Denver. If Denver did not have Eric Gordon, I don't know where this team would be. And, Denver got some real serious questions in all season, like, with the tax aprons, all that stuff. We're like, who do we keep around, coming to next year? I know we got to try to get ahead of myself, but if I, we're talking about the series here, if OKC, Denver didn't come back or Eric Gordon didn't make that 3, and wasn't there to make that 3, whatever, we're talking about a different dynamic here. So, like I said, he's been the unsung hero for me. He's up there, like I said, with Julius Randle. But you got to give OKC credit. They came back, won this game, shot 20 for 26 from the free throw line as well. And, for Denver, if you coach Alleman, Russ didn't shoot the ball well. You play him heavy minutes. He didn't shoot the ball well. Porter Jr. didn't do jack squat for you. So, do you go deeper to the bench in this game? Do you play, Pickett? Do you play DeAndre Jordan to give yourself a different look? And right now, you got a tussle in Cleveland. Okay, I just catching a replay. I didn't see it live. It's live now, but I didn't catch it when it happened. So Benedict Mathurin and DeAndre Hunter got into it. And by the way, the Pacers up 22-10 right now. So inbound Tyrese Halliburton, inbound Mathurin kind of pushes Hunter in the stomach, and Hunter, Hunter straight pushed him down. Yeah, he got a little belt. Hunter, he pointed at him, and he straight shut him down. And then Miles Turner came over trying, stick up for his teammate. His teammate was on that BS. I don't know what Mathurin been saying to these dudes in the playoffs. Because, if y'all saw the Bucks series, like after that series ended, like Giannis, the first video I saw that Giannis went up to Mathurin and he kind of holding his head and stuff. I don't know if he was about to do something to him. I don't know what Ben Mathurin been saying to these dudes and stuff like that during these games, but these dudes coming at him. If I had to guess how this is going to go, it may be a flagrant foul on Mathurin. It could be a technical on DeAndre Hunter. They're still reviewing it right now. Hold on, let me. Okay, they huddling up right now. We could see an ejection for DeAndre Hunter, if we're honest. So yeah, okay. If y'all caught that, good. Okay. So Mathurin got. I knew it would at least be a flagrant. So Benson Mathurin got a flagrant 2. Has been ejected for the Pacers, which is just dumb by him. Dumb. And DeAndre Hunter got at least a technical, and Miles Turner got a technical for shoving Hunter. So yeah, I knew Mathurin would at least get a flagrant, and that's dumb. Dumb. And you kind of watching the broadcast. Hunter's kind of doing this. Like Mathurin is too valuable as a 6 man to kind of do something silly like that. Like you got a chance. Like the Pacers got a chance to go 3-1 against Cleveland, the top team in the NBA. Well, one of the top teams in the NBA. And now Hunter's at the free throw line, and ball don't lie. But you got a chance to go 3-1 against Cleveland and beat them you beat them at home. Past couple games. So that's done by Mathurin. And you talking about you got Cleveland double digits right now. Part of the extra stuff. You got it down by double digits. That's the thing I don't get. Like, you gotta recognize the situation where you're in as a player. Okay, we're up double digits right now. They really can't get nothing going. Let me pull the stuff on right now. Can't get nothing going right now. 4 for 5 for 3-point line for the Pacers right now. Shooting the ball very well, very early. Look, Halliburton gets to the goal easily. So it just don't make no sense. Why are you doing stupid stuff like that? It really don't. But to wrap this up, OKC Denver, I said Game 5 is going to be very, very huge. And I think, like I said, I think I'm going to get an edge to the Thunder to win Game 5, only because their bench is way better and deeper than Denver's right now. Hell, even if they're starting 5. And if Denver's going to win that game, Joker's got probably had the game of his life. Him and Aaron Gordon. The other guys, and Murray, you can depend on them, but maybe not. Porter Jr., forget about it. But I got OKC winning Game 5. In Game 6, that's a different. I'll probably do a video about that. We'll see how Game 5 goes first. But I got OKC winning Game 5, and we'll see how that comes about on Tuesday afternoon. All right. Went a little long there, but because the fight interaction right there. So I'm taking my first break. On the other side of things, on tonight's show, I know y'all see the title. Are the champs on the ropes? I'll discuss that in further detail in full. But this is Fast Break here live for Sports Radio. You're doing for sports. I'll catch you on the other side.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour of Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No, not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
And welcome back to Fast Break here live for IE Sports Radio. You're doing for sports. Now, I kind of let you off like this. All right. Now, I know y'all see the title and it says the champs on the road are on the ropes. And you know, some of y'all kind of looking at it like, could they? Could they not? You know? And I'm talking about the Boston Celtics here. Now, the only reason I put the title there, like, you know, hey, they're heavy favorites against the Knicks. I won't say heavy favorites, but they're favorites against the Knicks. And, you know, they were, like, the first two games, they were beating down the Knicks. Until the fourth quarter happened. And then the Knicks, both games come out, and especially in that fourth quarter, and they came back and win the game. Close, but they win the game. And then whatever happened to Boston, they go ice cold for shooting. And damn, I tweeted this. I don't know, was game 1, game 2. I tweeted from the show account. I said, damn. Like somebody in Joe Mazzulla's staff got to say something to him. Like the continuation is shoot threes. If you open, shoot the three. You know, get him back up. Get it back up. Like someone got to tell him, someone in the staff, like at least Sam Cassell, somebody. Say, hey man, we kind of switch things a little bit. Drive the lane a little bit. Get Jaylen Brown going downhill, something. Get Porzingis back out there to get some offense down low, something. And then people, you see the infamous shot of Tatum got a wide open three and Horford open down low and Brunson on the ground, and Tatum continued to shoot the three. Like, come on now, my dad always told me about basketball. Basketball is a taking man's game. Okay, if I'm ice cold from the line outside and whatnot, and our shots are not falling from outside, sometimes you got to kick it inside to get something going. Get the confidence back. And that didn't really happen too much in those first 2 games. And then shout out to Mikal Bridges in those first 2 games. He came in strong in the second half. You kind of saw him in the Detroit series. Now you kind of trying to carry it over to this series. He's came back strong for the Knicks team. And the beauty shot in game 2 when he blocked Tatum's shot at the end, that was beauty right there. That's a great shot right there. And then, game 1, he took Jaylen Brown's cookies at the end. Like, he just snatched that motherfucker out his hands. Excuse my language. Like, he just jacked him to seal that victory in game 1. So, you figure, okay, Boston, first 2 games of the first 6 quarters, pretty good basketball until it got to the 4th. Now, going to Madison Square Garden, Knicks fans, they hype, they go New York, go. Got all the energy in the world. They're hungry, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hungry as, New York fans can be. Now, like I said, back to the title, the champs on the ropes. These are the New York Knicks we talking about. I respect New York. I love the Knicks. If I want a Laker fan, I'll probably be a Knicks fan. Probably. Maybe. But I just can't stand Dolan, though. I can't stand James Dolan. Can't stand him. But anyways, you come to game 3. And I'm not saying you have to split one at least, but you got a chance to put the champs out at home. Especially in game 4 tomorrow, that you could have gave them hell at home in a 4-game sweep. You got a chance to give them hell to seal that series on Monday and Saturday this afternoon. The Knicks wet the bed. They wet the bed. Boston came out strong again. And I think, to me, let me go to the chat. Okay, I'll get the chat here in a second. But to me, a couple things I think the Knicks expected to happen, in my opinion. And just my opinion. I'll tweet this from our show account on Twitter. I think the Knicks expected the Celtics to go cold at some point in the game, and it never happened. Like in game 1, game 2. It's like in pocket at times in the game that New York made some strong comebacks and got a couple good runs, but the Celtics retained their consistency all throughout the game. When they started out very strong in the first half, it carried on through to the second half. And it wasn't no drop-off at all for the Boston Celtics. At all. I gotta give the Boston Celtics credit. They stay even kill all the way through, just like that. No drop off, no going cold from the 3-point line. Let me pull up that 3-point line numbers in Saturday's matchup. 20 for 40 from 3-point land, 15 for 17 for the free throw line. For the Celtics, 50% for 3-point land. So better numbers compared to the past couple games. 23 assists for the Celtics, 8 blocks for the Celtics, 8 turnovers for the Celtics. So better defensively, moving the ball better. And guys is hitting their shots. Peyton Pritchard had a great game off the bench, 23 points for him. Early in the game, Jaylen Brown driving the lane, getting that going. Stuff like that. And for the Knicks, once again, not coming out strong. And now you not coming out strong, it puts you in a hole. And the hole that you thought was going to happen didn't happen. And you couldn't climb yourself out of it. I think this is where, we talk about Tom Thibodeau as a head coach. He gets you there to a point, but he can't get you over the hump like that. And this is to me, this chance to show me that he can get this team over and get whoever he coaches over the hump like this. Like, you got a chance to go 2-0. I mean, you got 2-0 right now on the Celtics. 2-0. And you got a chance to go to finish this series out at home. And when I got this other game going on my laptop right beside me, Pacers and Cavs. And that series could potentially go to 6 or 7. And to rest at home. And if you get the Pacers, you got home court advantage. And you're probably rooting hard for the Pacers to win that series, to get that home court advantage. And you couldn't finish the deal at home. Now, tomorrow, like I said, still got a series 2-1 lead for the Knicks. You still got 2-1 lead. What can they do? For starters, I got to address what Richard Jefferson said during the game. Now, Boston has been doing that kind of hacker Mitchell Robinson for whatever reason, and it kind of bit them in the ass in game 2, in a sense. But they've been doing the Mitchell Robinson thing and fouling him and stuff like that. And he shoots about 34 or 35% from the line. Richard Jefferson said during the game, like, Mitchell Robinson shouldn't stress too much about the free throws and stuff like that, because his main job is to, I'm trying to quote as best I can, to rebound and block shots for the Knicks. And in essence, that Richard Jefferson is right. Mitchell Robinson is paid to rebound, block shots, and be a great defensive anchor. But my point is, if I'm the coach, and some of y'all been watching the show for a while, if you're new here, I coach younger kids and whatnot, Little League and stuff like that, middle school, some kids in little high school and stuff like that. I stress free throws a lot. Now, the reason I say that, and especially in Little League and stuff like that, because, Little League games, some games will be close. And just me over the years kind of looking at analytics of certain things, of free throws and all that. If a team shoots at least 70% from the line, for the most part, depending on how many times you go to the line, I was favoring going in favor to win the game. That's how I look at it about free throws and stuff like that when I coach. To me, that's kind of a cop-out for Mitch Robinson, because if I got you on the floor, I expect you to be at least a half-ass free throw shooter. I can't remember. I don't got in front of me how many times Mitch Robinson went to the free throw line, but I think at least above, at least a couple times that he left about at least 7 points on the board. It could be a little bit more, but I'm just spitballing there. To me, if I'm trying to win against the defending champs, to me, if I'm trying to close out this series, to me, for Richard to say that, that's bull. Like, I got you in the basketball court, you got to at least shoot for free throws. At least 50%. Give me, take back. As a coach, I respect 60%. For my big man, at least 60%. Especially in today's basketball, when big men are trying to shoot and all that stuff, you got to at least have some touch. And then when Mitch Robinson shoot the free throws, he like just straight line it, like that. No arc or nothing like that. No flow to it. He just straight line it. You know what I'm saying? No touch, no nothing like that. What these assistant coaches work on with him. And let me look up the coach real quick for the Knicks. Let me look at the coaches for the Knicks and see who we got. So you got somebody named Daniel Brady, Rick Brunson, Mark Bryant, Mo Cheeks, Darren Ehrman, Andy Greer, and Othello Harrington. Good Lord. No wonder he shoots like shit from the line. Look at those assistant coaches. Hell, Mo Cheeks was a good free throw shooter. I can't take that away from him, but shit. Excuse my language, but just look at the name of those coaches. So Mo Cheeks can't work with this dude in his free throws, like, and then in practice, whatever, change his form up or something, do something different with him. Brunson, I mean, we all know why he's there, but like make Brunson earn his paycheck or something. I'm just saying. I think what Rich Jefferson said was just like a damn cop out, for him, his free throw struggles, and that's just BS, in my humble opinion. I just don't like that cop out excuse. And going to the chat real quick. Brian Fresh Young, who does our Boston show. How you doing tonight, sir? 6 man of the year, rise to occasion. Yeah, Peyton Pritchard had a very great game. I think if the Celtics don't want to put themselves in a 3-1 hole, he got to have another big game Monday night as well. He got to. 6 man a year, he got rise. He got to continue to be that rise at the occasion. Like past 6 man a year, Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams, Nas Reed, who played very well for the Timberwolves. You gotta be consistent in that. And then Marcus, Los, great. He said the trash ass Knicks. Hey, it's good that the hatred is in the NBA. I like it. And then Marcus says they should, because we go call a lot. Yeah. But like I mentioned here, Boston can't go cold again. Like I was like, let me say this. They can't go cold in the second half. That's the thing. They can't go cold in the second half. I think that's the thing that's been kicking their ass. We've been going cold in the second half. And then, New York getting little runs and stuff like that and whatnot. And then they come out and win the game. So, come out strong like you did. Get out to another big lead like you've been doing. If you're Boston, and tie the series up 2-2 and go back to Boston for game 5 on Wednesday or Thursday, however they're going to do it. But, to wrap this up, in order for the Knicks to win game 4 and take a commanding lead, in my opinion, they got to start off hot. I'm not say hot, but they got to be at least neck and neck with the Celtics and don't get blown out in the first quarter. If they get blown out in the first quarter again, then I'm not saying they can come back and win whatever or how the flow goes in the second quarter. But if they don't come out in the first quarter and play very well, then I think it'll go a long way for them winning the game. If they come out like lackadaisical or lacking, like we've been seeing them, then Boston will win game 4 at home at that place and go back in Crazy Garden and potentially win game 5 with momentum on their side. Still got momentum on the Knicks side, but we'll see. And then for the Celtics to win game 5, more to what we saw in game 3, the consistency, driving the lane, smart basketball, get Jalen Brunson in foul trouble. And I say, get Mikal Bridges in foul trouble too, because he kind of been like a guy that's kind of been sneaking up on teams, especially in the second half. So get him in foul trouble. And I think, you put more dependency of Cat to do more things and the more dependency to play guys like Mitchell Robinson and others to try and carry the load for the Knicks. I think if you can do that, if you Joe Mazzulla and company, you can do that, I think it'll go a long way for you to win game 4 on Monday, in my humble opinion. So, all right, having said all that, I'm going to take my last break here. On the other side of things, I'll talk about T-Wolves Warriors. What does the Steph Curry injury do for the Warriors? I'll talk about that. And also kind of preview somewhat the draft lottery that's going to happen Monday as well. But this is a Fast Break here live for iSports Radio. You're the for all sports, and I'll catch you on the other side.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
Hello, IE Sports Radio family and other sports families. My name is Alden K, and I want to welcome you to the AZ Sports Zone on the IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you're a fan of the Valley and the Grand Canyon State like me, then I've got the show for you. Tune in every week, where I will update you and give you the latest news for the Arizona Cardinals, Phoenix Suns, Arizona Diamondbacks, ASU Sun Devils, U of A Wildcats, GCU Antelope, and of course, the NAU Lumberjacks. Again, if you're a Valley sports fan and like all that is desert sports like me, tune in every week here on the IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll see you then.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Mike from Indie Sports Nation. Come hang out with me each and every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk things Indiana sports. We talk Colts, Pacers, Fever, Indy Ignite, and we dive into the college scene as well. Boilermakers, Hoosiers, Irish, Bulldogs, and every school in between. And we don't stop there. We'll sprinkle in some NHRA and cover the IndyCar Series. From the turf, to the hardwood, to the track. We got you covered. Come hang out with your boy, Big Mike. Each and every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Indie Sports Nation. Right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
And we're back here for Fast Break here. For Fast Break here for Live Fire Sports Radio. Your read for that is all sports. All right. Last segment of the show here. And we got popping back live with the Cavs and Pacers, with the Pacers up 52-29 over the Cavaliers right now. Siakam got the ball and he got fouled up top by DeAndre Hunter. So, like I said earlier, I think last segment, when all the little fisticuff happened, that flagrant foul could have went, it could turn into a momentum builder for the Cavs, or, more the same we've been seeing right now in the first half of, Pacers just whooping that behind on Cleveland. And then TJ McConnell got an easy layup to the lane. And the Pacers are down there up 30 right now in the first half. TJ McConnell has 4 points, 5 assists so far for the Pacers. Dean Wade driving, kick it out to Hunter, who misses the three-point shot. Could have been over the pack on Wade. Hunter again, missed another shot. Miles Turner for the rebound. Pacers on the outlet. About then, I just slowed down, kind of running the offense a little bit, but McConnell's rolling out. Turner got the ball out back to Nehart. What is his name? Andrew Nehart, or whatever his name is. Excuse my length. I butcher his name, excuse me. But let me get to this series real quick right here. T-Wolves are up 2-1 over the Golden State Warriors. T-Wolves win game 3, 102-97. Edwards with 36 points. Brando with a triple-double, 24, 10, and 12. And like I said earlier, Julius Randle has been the unsung hero. Long Air Gordon for me in his playoffs this so far. His play in the playoffs has been great. And like I mentioned about Minnesota before, like early in the year, I won't say looking too hot, but it's just kind of like the fit wasn't there yet. But now I think they kind of figured things out with Julius Randle in the lineup and whatnot. And he's been playing great ball for them for the second half of the year until now. The great run he had in the Lakers series, and then right now he's having it in the Golden State series. But this series here factors into one thing. And I know Minnesota fans don't want to hear this and see this and throw out, well, that's an excuse. You play the game, play the game. Yes, I know, true. But let's be real. Steph Curry's hamstring injury, is going to impact this series and how it's going to go. Like, going back to this game 3. Let's go back to it. Now, as we all know, Golden State is a very three-point happy shooting team. We all know this. They shot 10 for 23 for the three-point line Let me make sure I got that right. Against the T-Wolves. But you saw the difference though in that game though. They were more driving the lane. Jimmy Butler going to the basket, going to the basket, stuff like that. Those 3-point shots weren't really open like that compared when Steph is on the floor. So when Steph was on the floor, now you got that offense free flowing and stuff like that. And you so worried about Curry, now you kind of sometimes you leave the other guys open and stuff like that. Like a Gary Payton, Jimmy Butler, Kaczynski, Moody when he's on, and others in the fold, Buddy Hield, and so forth. When Curry's out there, that offense more spread out and whatnot. And now, since he's not there, you kind of can tighten things up a little bit. You tighten up the defense a little bit, in a sense. You don't have to worry about, you got to worry about the shooters and whatnot. Buddy Hield, he can get hot and whatnot. I'm not dismissing him, but, Kaczynski only had like 5 points in 39 minutes. That's got to be better. Excuse me. Hield only had 14 points. Kuminga probably had one of his best games ever. 30 points for him and 6 rebounds. And that kind of showed the Kuminga that the Warriors have been kind of looking for, in my whole opinion. But kind of like it's like a dope. It's the Warriors. I cuss again, but they fucked up that draft. Tell you back, it's not the players that they drafted. They just kind of fucked up how they handled these guys in their development. If we're being real. Wiseman, I know he got hurt. So Golden State Warriors fans like, he got hurt. But still, they fucked up his development. They really fucked him. Kuminga, if we're being real, they've messed up his development so much that you probably hung on to Draymond a year or two too long. I'll talk more about him in a second. And Moody should at least be like a 6-man type for you, but you're so hot and cold with him that you kind of wrecked any kind of confidence with him. So, having said that, so with those 3 guys in mind, you put more onus of Steph Curry to carry the load more for you. And Steph Curry's my age, 37. He's still got him shoulder the load. Now, with him, it's more outside shooting and stuff like that. He can do that. But other things, you expect those young bucks to kind of carry the load in that, driving the lane and stuff like that, all that good stuff. The and ones, all that good stuff. And you don't really see them. And I don't know if this team, you got Jimmy Butler there. There's a guy that kind of persevered in situations like this. So how can this injury impact the Warriors? I think if you didn't have Jimmy Butler there, I would think differently. But with him there, you still gotta fight his chance to kind of do something in this series. If you didn't, if you got, depend on guys like Kaczynski, Moody, Post, guys like that to kind of carry you to the West Conference Finals, it's not going to happen. Draymond's not a scorer like that. Buddy Hield, he's a fine piece, but he's not carrying you like that. He's not going to morph into senior year Buddy Hield at Oklahoma. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So if you're going to stay, tomorrow, can Jimmy Butler have one of those big time games? I know he had 33 points last game, but he had one of those games to kind of put the series in 2-2, and depending on how Steph's hamstring is, have him come back and put you over the hump. I don't know. And then you got Draymond complaining about every damn call, and that's not helping things. And you need him out there for a glue support and defense and whatnot. Because on the other side of things, in the Wolves, going to that stat line, Nas Reed was 3 for 3 for 3-point land, 9 points for him. Anthony Edwards had 36 points. Like I said, Julius Randle had triple double. James McDaniels was 3 for 4 for 3-point land for 15 points. Rudy Gobert had 13 rebounds and 9 points. You need Draymond out there to kind of disrupt those guys. And his head's not in the game to factor into that. And Gilbert Arenas had a good point. I saw the video on Twitter or X, what you gonna fucking call it. He made a good point. And I never really noticed this. And Gil brought up, like, when Steph don't play, Draymond just kind of act the fool and don't want to be out there. And then you kind of think, like, well, why the hell would he do that for? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Okay, I'm in the playoffs. I'm trying to at least win another championship before, my career comes to an end. I'm already in my 30s. Okay, our best player's out. I got a chance to at least step up and do something offensively. But you kind of see what he does, the antics and stuff like that, the run to the refs, doing this, to the refs all the time, like a call made. The grin and crap like that he does. I mean, he is who he is now, and I don't think these issues kind of was there when Mark Jackson was there, but it he really kind of did his thing when Steve Kerr took the helm. But going back to here, if the Warriors want to win Game 4, Jimmy Butler got a strong game. Draymond got to stay on the court and not foul out, and he's got to keep his emotions in check. Yeah, I think we're between Podziemski, Buddy Hield, Kuminga, and Gary Payton. They got to have strong games. I'm not saying Kuminga to have 30 points again, but at least, strong to have strong momentum scoring wise. And for the other guys, they got to do better on the scoring department. Hit the open shots, play sound defense, and then also, make Edwards more of a jump shooter. Because Anthony Edwards shot 5 for 14 for the 3-point line, and that's a stat line I don't like seeing for Anthony Edwards, who will be real. He should not be shooting 5 for 14 for. He's gonna take his shots out there, but I'm just saying he shouldn't be taking 14 attempts out there. I'm just saying. And with like the Lakers and like the Warriors, you got no real inside presence to really stop you from driving the lane and dunking on fools. Yeah, Draymond down there. Yeah, Jimmy down there. But come on now. Get those guys in foul trouble and make them go deep in the bench. If you're Chris Finch, if you're telling Anthony Edwards that. And then also, if you're Minnesota to win, to go up 3-1 and win Game 4, more the same. Anthony Edwards got to have another strong game. Julius Randle, another strong game. I would like to see Gobert score the ball a little bit more, get some more easy buckets down low. I think we're kind of due in this series at least have Gobert, at least have a 2020 game. If we could get that out of him, if you're Minnesota, I think it'll go a long way. And also Mike Conley. Mike Conley has not had the strongest series this far. thus far in the series, he's got to at least have one of those 8 points, 8 assists kind of games. Not as much, but at least 8 points, 8 assists for Mike Conley. A couple steals right there, in my humble opinion. In my opinion, for the Timberwolves. Shout out to Rob Carlisle, does a great job of our Pittsburgh show. How you doing tonight, sir? I'm doing very well. But back to this game right here to wrap it up. Yeah, for Minnesota to win game 4, like I said, more the same, but Edwards driving the basket more. James McDaniels driving the basket more. Contain Jimmy Butler. And don't in the first quarter, don't let the Warriors get momentum and trying to get a big momentum in the first quarter to kind of carry our game. Don't let Draymond get going positively and carry throughout the game. If you got what I'm saying. And like I said, you got to take advantage of the lack of point guard that the Warriors don't have at the moment with Steph out. Got to take advantage of that if you're Minnesota. All right, before I get out of here, we got the NBA draft lottery that's coming up on tomorrow night, right before the Knicks and Celtics game. And let me pull up the odds right now. And right now, the team with the best odds right now, and they kind of changed how to do lottery. If you don't know about the top 4 teams, got like a 13-14% chance to get the top pick. Then everybody else kind of goes under that as well. If you play 2K and play the franchise mode, you probably are aware of this already. But the best lottery odds right now are the Jazz at 14%, with the worst record in the league. Right behind them, a game behind them, as one of the worst records, is the Washington Wizards at 14%. The Hornets, yeah, they back up there again. 14% chance with them. And then right behind them, the Pelicans at 12.5%. The Sixers at a 10.5 chance. So if you're the Sixers, you can bank big on this, and Joel Embiid's health, wherever that may be, and Paul George, whatever's going on with him. If you can score somebody like a franchise changer or whatever for the future, along with Maxey and Jerry McCain, that would be great for your franchise. Like if they get number one, yeah, you take a flag or one of the Rutgers kids. But, somebody like Diamond Stone would be somebody I would consider, especially down low in the post. Him there. But after that, after the Sixers, you got the Brooklyn Nets at 9%. The Raptors at 7.5%. The Spurs at 6%. The Houston Rockets are at 3.8%, who's originally supposed to be the Phoenix Suns pick. Boy, the Phoenix Suns going to be in hell for years. And that's why, on a side note, Kevin Durant will be. I'll put this right now as I look into this camera here. Kevin Durant will be traded in the offseason. Not because, he's winding down anything like that. For assets. I'm just putting that there right now. This is back up. Okay. But Durant will be traded in the offseason. Believe that. I'll put my stamp on that. Then after that, you got the Blazers at 3.7%, the Dallas Mavericks at 1.8%, the Chicago Bulls at 1.7%, and then Sacramento Kings at 0.8%. And then the Spurs, once again, because of the Dejounte Murray trade, they got the Hawks pick at 0.7%. So, just real quick, like I said, you got Cooper Flag as one of top potential picks. Like I mentioned, you got the Rutgers kids as well, and that's what's that kid's name? Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. You got those two kids there, and I think what's going to change scouts' minds about Ace Bailey is like how he measures in the draft combine. Is he 6'10" without shoes? If he's 6'10" without shoes, then they'll go a long way for him there. If he's not if he's like 6'8" without shoes, then he may affect his draft stock a little bit, which I don't think that shouldn't really matter anyways, in my humble opinion. So if you're Utah, Washington, Charlotte, Pelicans, or Sixers, whoever, is Bailey 6'10" or not, you freaking drafted him. Okay? No ifs, ands, about it. You drafting dude. All right? He's too talented to pass off. Height be damned. Okay? If he's 6'10", and we all know basketball. Everybody got stretched up 2 inches. Hell, I'm 6'1". Stretched it out 6'2". I've been stretched out to 6'3", 6'4". Big man. You know what I'm saying? I've been stretched out. It's always been basketball. Dwight Howard, Charles Barkley, Kobe Bryant, at times early in his career, they stretched out Kobe Bryant to like 6'8". Who else I'm thinking of? Tim Duncan. They built him at 7 foot for so damn long, and he actually by like 6'10". Allen Iverson, they always built him like at 6'1" or something like that. He's about like 5'11". So it's always a guy's always been stretched up. I'm like, it might some draft folks saying it might affect his draft. I'm like, no, stop. So that's the draft lottery right there. If the Jazz get the number 1 overall pick, I think Flag will be the choice for them, and then Cooper Flag out in Utah. There would be down there a match made in heaven. I'm not just saying. Don't jump on my neck, but I'm just saying. If the Wizards get the top pick, Flag should be the option there, but for them, I'll look at Ace Bailey as well, Dylan Harper, in my humble opinion. You know, the Hornets, what do they do if they get the top pick? You know, we kind of seen the past few years, they get these top picks at the top pick at the top pick, and nothing's been really happening. And to me, you know, I think for Charlotte to kind of reset things, then they got to come off LaMelo Ball. You got him from there for years, and it really hasn't changed things for you. So why not move him this summer if you can? And then, like I mentioned, talk about the Sixers, the Pelicans. You know, they got a new front office, Joe Dumars. What does he do? What does he does in the draft if they get a top pick, whatever? You know, could Cooper Flag kind of reset things for them that they could maybe move off of Zion? Maybe. They said they're not going to trade him, but you never know these things. Then lastly, the Brooklyn Nets, you know, kind of curious where they wound up in the draft. And then what does happen with Giannis? That's another key thing. If Giannis wanted to leave from the Bucks, then if one of New York teams is an option for them, Brooklyn got a lot of draft capital. You know, you throw this pick in here. If it's a high pick, you throw that pick in there and get Giannis and kind of reset things that way. The roster construction for the Nets is not the best right now. So if you're Giannis, why you want to go there? But then again, you know, Dame's going to be out for the next season. Some other guys are Older, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Torian Prince. So the draft lottery is going to be really interesting. Who gets the top 3 picks in Flag, Harper, and Bailey. If you learn the top 3 picks and get one of those guys, you're sitting easy peasy. And then, like I said, other guys like Diamond Stone and others, those guys will be calling players around. But I think my top 3 guys are between Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. Only reason I got Ace Bailey third because these scouts and they infatuation with the height of Ace Bailey. But other than that, me personally, I think he should be top contention for the top pick. But we'll see how things go. In my humble opinion. But that's been our show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning me within tonight. D-Lock will be back next week. Like I said, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know, we love y'all. All that good jazz. Hope your mother treat your mother out today. Hope you treat her well, all that good stuff. And all that jazz. Do follow our page on Twitter at FastBreakISR. That's FastBreakISR. Do follow me on Twitter at Spawn4288. That's Spawn4288. Also, do follow D-Lock at Twitter /X Black-Shade13. And also follow him on Instagram. I think it's the same handle as well. So do follow him there. I do never show on the side and got another page called the Crooks Process. Do follow me on there, Instagram and Facebook. And also, I did finally change that handle on TikTok. Do follow me in the Crooks Process on TikTok as well. Well, I don't know if the deadline's going to extend anymore. I don't know. But do follow me on TikTok there as well at the Crooks Process as well. Now, before I get out of here, the Pacers are up big on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're up real big right now. Up 43 right now on the Cavs. So, not to say this game's in hand for the Pacers, but the game's in hand for the Pacers. And talking about a Cavs team that was, you know, this top of the world for most of the season. Their season's on the line in the next 6 quarters. We're being real. But before I get out of here, do follow iSportsRadio.com. iSports Radio on your social media feeds: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Do subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're trying to get those numbers up. The road to 1,000 is on and popping. Do go to iSportsRadio.com for all your latest shows, news, and feeds as well. And do check out our own personal page, iSportsRadio.com/FastBreak. You see our lovely faces there and our intros and bios there as well. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, next week, more playoff talk, and we'll see who's eliminated or not. Until then, I'll catch y'all next week. Talk to y'all later. Peace.